What do you think of Twitch not counting viewers if they won't type something to reduce viewbot usage? It's all fake. This is all just Twitter hoopla. None of it's real. I've not seen any evidence to amount to anything. It seems to be just a bunch of smaller streamers in like a specific collective community that I think just happens to be like the VTubing community. I don't think it's like anything against VTubers. I think there's just a lot of misinformation going around right now. There's a lot of people saying that 400 to 430 of the top 500 streamers are viewbotting. I have heard a lot of rumors around the industry over the years that there are a number of top streamers that are using embeds, that have viewbotted, etc. I know a couple of cases of streamers that have viewbotted themselves into having a career, but to say that it's 400 of the top 500 concurrent viewered streamers are viewbotting, I think is such an unbelievable stretch. I just really think that it is. And I think that until we see some sort of like actual solid evidence of that existing, and as soon as there is solid evidence, I'm super down. But when you just hear Devin Nash, which I think Devin Nash used to be somebody that's very credible in the scene, but I don't mean to shit on him, but he said in his original post, I agree with the reporting that Asmongold and Trainwrecks TV have done on the viewbotting situation. And I just think that those two people, aligning yourself with them, kind of immediately discredits you. Just in my head. You know? So I am very, very, very wary. If I can see some very concrete proof of viewbotting. And listen, last night I came on Twitch and Ludwig was sitting at only 6K views on Twitch. And maybe it's because all of his viewbots were gone, or maybe it was because he was watching his friends play a really boring shooter game. I don't know. I don't think that I have any viewbots because my chat's way more active than most streams with over 1,000 viewers. So, like, watch this. Type 1 in chat if you are a viewbot. See, I think you could like count the number of viewers versus the number of viewers that I actually have. And I didn't even do the thing where like if I really wanted everybody to type something, hey, even those that are lurking out there, just take 2 seconds, jump in your computer, type HI, enter into the chat right now. Just type hi. Every single person, including those that are just lurking in the background. Just 1 single second, just lean into your computer. Sorry that if you have a poopy finger and you're typing this on the bathroom on the toilet with the fingers that you just touched your butthole with because you slipped through the toilet paper. I don't think I'm viewbotting. I think that can always be a metric. I saw, you know how I was just literally talking about how there's like a lot of transvestigating happening in the conservative community, where everybody that if you don't like them in your conservative, you just say that person I think is trans to get like a hate mob after them. And then the same thing with like AI. People are just calling everything AI, right? I've seen it a couple of times over the last couple of days. Like I saw it in Mortdog's stream. Mortdog is if you don't know, he's the main dev behind TFT, or one of the lead devs behind TFT. And he also has a rather slow chat sometimes because people just watch him because he is the dev. They're watching him because he's cozy. They're watching him because while they're playing their own games because they want to learn. And so he has a very slow chat sometimes. And somebody called him out yesterday or 2 days ago, I think it was, and was like, bro, you think that you're viewbotting or something? And he literally did the exact same thing that I just did, where he said, if you're lurking in the background, type 1. And his chat lit up with multiple thousands of messages, man. Like the chat went, brrr, and he's like, look, I'm not viewbotting. Because like, you can't just tell viewbots what to do. You can command them what to do with computer prompts, but you can't just say out loud, do this thing, and then they do it within 3 seconds. Like, that's just not how it works. So, yeah. I'm not really on Twitter, so I don't know. Never saw that, but thank you for your viewpoint. I appreciate it. I've only seen some opinions and stuff on it, but not actual data, so I wanted to confirm to people that I watch. No, it's absolutely. Absolutely, 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 absolutely. And I do think that there is, like, again, I think that there is a wave of viewbotting going on right now in some people at the top of the content creation community, as there always is. That's the thing. There always is. Every few months, we see it. It's just never been as vocal. Like, there's been a couple of clips recently of people saying, like, yeah, I'm viewbotting. Why would I not? And I think that person needs to get, like, nuked off the platform, because the whole reason why somebody never gets banned from viewbotting, even if we know that they're viewbotting, right? If somebody is viewbotting with tens of thousands of viewers, but they have nobody in their chat, you can tell, yeah, that person's viewbotting. But the thing is the platform, Twitch, they cannot say definitively that that streamer is viewbotting themselves. Unless they show the platform, unless they say out loud that they are doing it, you do not know if that person is viewbotting or if somebody else is viewbotting them, right? Like, you can maliciously viewbot something. It happens probably like once a month or once every few weeks that I'll get somebody that sends me like 1,000 followers all at once, and it's just to get attention and to say, uh-oh, look at me, and this guy's get whatever. That's why there's so many people that viewbot and they never get caught or they never get banned for doing it, is because Twitch cannot definitively say that person is viewbotting themselves. So without that evidence, they just can't take action against it. And so I think with the recent wave of people just admitting that they're doing it, I'm like, damn. maybe those people shouldn't exist on the platform. I think there's always a number of people that are viewbotting, especially with embeds. Embedding is a legal form of viewbotting, or at least it was for a bit on Twitch, where if I own a website, the big culprit of this was a stream called F Extra Life. You might have seen them around the streaming sphere playing whatever new Souls game that was out. They're always at the top of the category, but their chat was never moving. It was because they also ran a forum type website where they would post guides. And they would always post their guides extremely fast whenever the games came out, to the point that their guides were a lot of the times wrong. But if you open up their website, people noticed that it would take up a little bit of RAM when they would open up their website. Take up a little bit more RAM than the average website. And it was because they were running their stream muted 1 pixel. So you could not see the stream running, but they counted as an embed viewer. So anybody that was ever on their website for any reason throughout the entire backlog of content and guides that they owned was also viewing their stream. So at any time with their constantly live stream, they would have 10 to 12,000 viewers, because that's just how much traffic they would have on their website. And then the main problem with that is, with Twitch being a kingmaker system, it puts you up at the top of the category, which then gives you more legitimate views, but also from the fact that advertisers, you are still running advertisements on those small streams that are not being seen by advertisements, or not being, the people aren't seeing those ads. So once advertisers find out about that, they get a little upset, and rightfully so. So viewbotting is a terrible fucking thing, both in terms of yoinking a slot on the kingmaker system of Twitch, as well as duping advertisers. We do need ways to combat viewbots, and I do think that there probably is a number of streamers that might be taking use of it. The problem is, a lot of what you just hear around the streaming sphere is hearsay, and you can't just like come out and say shit without definitive proof. So although like I might hear in the background that X streamer is viewbotting themselves with embeds, unless you have fucking proof, you can't just be saying shit. You can't just be saying shit. As another example of that, I had heard around the scene for many years, the reason why Dr. Disrespect got banned is because he was messaging somebody that was underage. There was no physical evidence of that, and if I start saying that out loud, the lawyers start knocking at my door. You know what I'm saying? So, no evidence except his statement. No, I knew, I'm saying before the statement. Like, I knew like a year after it happened, before things started leaking, why Twitch banned him. And my only thought was, if I knew, that means that other creators that worked with him probably also heard the rumors and then still chose to work with him, which I think is a little bit gross, but...
He's an arsonist on a noble quest to escape the wrath of the IRS. He's got conflicting positions in the endless fight for queer folks